Am I really loud? Also,
No,
am I
you
coming
sound
through on chat on Roll20?
Even if you are on Roll20, I can't hear you. Anyways, we're live. Well,
Ready?
It says
Ready?
you're
Ready?
streaming plain sight too if you want to change
Are
that.
you ready? You ready?
Apparently, Matt's not ready.
I'm
you ready, Matt?
definitely ready. Ready?
Okay,
Okay,
pass.
here we
cool.
go.
Pass it. Pass it.
Here we go. Here, passing the drink.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Getting it. Thank you, Matt. Okay. Here you go.
You guys are weird. I can't see
You
anything.
literally did it backwards, Joe.
All right.
Joe, you broke it.
And it magically ended up here.
You literally broke it, Joe. Thank you so much.
That didn't work at all. All
All
right,
the
everybody.
rehearsing and planning just went to shit.
There was
Welcome to
execution.
Dungeons and Dragons, ladies and gentlemen.
What is up? Are we doing
All right.
introductions for everybody?
First off, I'm gonna say hello to
Hold
everybody on the stream.
Trying to like. I'm trying to join the stream.
I do want to see this stream.
It says you're
I'll
offline.
do that too.
It does say that. I don't know why, and that disturbs me because it definitely.
Now it
started
says you're live.
streaming. Okay, it's just being very laggy. Anyways, okay, welcome everyone to our first Dungeons and Dragons stream on my very stream page, I guess. We have a large assortment of people, and I think we're gonna go from me.
You're not sharing game, Matt.
I am. It's just not working, and I don't know why.
It's streaming on my end.
I actually refreshed my page, and it didn't work out.
Refresh it.
Okay, there it goes. I don't know why it's breaking. It's all this. All of it. Oh god, I have two chats open. Worst day ever. Okay, it's working for me. Okay. So we're gonna introduce ourselves. I'm gonna start, then we're gonna go to my. I guess it's the right on the screen. Oh my word.
What is going on?
It's evil purple. Lick its soul.
Sorry.
Whatever. Yeah, you're. Every time you move, the world goes to hell. You might want to initiate push to talk. Anyways, I am Leaf Jack. I will be DMing our wonderful campaign, hopefully. And I am the creator and god of all. So, hopefully I can create a story that's fun to view and fun to play for our players. All right, and I'm going to pass it on next to my right. That way, go ahead.
Oh yeah, this is great.
So I'm Joe Spur. You can call me Joe. And like, what do you want me to like say about my character?
Yeah, just
3 things about yourself and what your major is.
Yes, please.
Social security
I'm still in
number,
college.
credit cards.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just give your experience of D&D. All editions, all that stuff. I didn't give any of mine because I'm horrible at introductions. But so yeah, just give your experience, your name, and whatever, and then we're going to do character introductions a little later after I introduce the main story. I should have explained that.
It's all good. All right. So I'm Joe Spur. Joe. I started playing tabletops like probably sophomore year of college, and that was with Monsters and Mutants. Then I stopped playing for like 2 years. Then I started playing D&D with some friends from math. Then I DM'd a campaign that lasted a year.
That was 2 years.
Yeah. No, it was a year.
Oh, that's right. There was parts, and it was like by term. That's right. I remember this.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll bring it down to what is that? How do you say flectizzle?
Flectizzle?
Okay, that's easier than I'm trying to make it. All right, flectizzle.
Yeah. I suppose I'm still in the middle of the room here, so I don't know what kind of order
You might
you're
want to
going in.
refresh
your
Roll20. Yeah.
Oh, I might do that. Anywho, yeah. So I started playing D&D in whatever it was, like senior year of high school, and then got tossed into being dungeon master soon after that, and that went horribly wrong, but has a way of teaching you how to play well. So it got a lot better after that. Oh, hey, I am next in line. I have played I don't know. Let's see. We did a lot of 3.5 and then actually a lot of 5th edition here now too. So I don't know what else you want me to say.
No, that's perfect. I was gonna ask. I don't remember you starting in senior year of high school, but maybe I'm mixing up my timeline.
Possibly. I don't remember. I might have I think we started to make characters in high school, and then I never got around to playing then.
Okay.
And it was like the summer after that we actually got to play.
I do remember that. We played a lot. We played a whole campaign in probably 3 weeks, but we played almost every day for 4 to 6 hours. It felt like we busted that campaign out.
Yeah. Gaston. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the one where we turned the closet into our buddy.
Yes, they transformed a closet, and eventually it became good, and it almost died because of it. Because of
It wasn't good. It was neutral.
Neutral? Did it end up neutral? Okay. Anyways,
It's
the
neutral 'cause it
alignment
was-
shift was so huge that it almost just straight up died from it. But it actually survived, and I rolled well, so.
Yeah. And then we did 3.5 things and broke the universe.
Yeah. That's typically it. That's 3.5 for you. Alright. We're going to take it down to X tier.
My name's Nathan. Don't call me extra because then you're just a pleb. My experience with D&D is mostly in 3.5. I played it like couple sessions when I was in junior high, and then not any until after high school. I played in Matt's campaign. That how do you say your name? Fleckin something? I don't know.
Fleck Tizzle.
Fleck Tizzle.
Fleck Tizzle.
He's the
Fleck
Tizzle.
Fleck Tizzle. I played with him in that campaign he was just referencing. That was my more formative Dungeons and Dragons experience. And then I DM'd, which I'm gonna tell you a secret, I'm really, really bad at. And now I'm here.
I don't really have any follow-ups for you.
Good.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't want to get into like how you feel like you're bad, but maybe later. So. Well.
I am a bad DM. Don't even question it.
All right. We'll move on to our resident Raz.
How's it going, guys? Raznarok, you call me Raz. So as far as D&D experience, grew up with my younger brothers kind of playing, and they've played in a group with a lot of these guys here. Very, very first time doing a complicated campaign, so I'm the new guy, and I will constantly ask, how do I do something, and what should I do, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm really looking forward to this, and can't wait to get started.
Nice.
You say knife?
Nice. That's
I
nice.
heard knife.
No, it means I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah. Funny enough, you're not actually our most newbiest player, I guess. Not the newest player. Petty wants to join us. However, he's hesitant and nervous to join us right off the bat, and he kind of wants to observe. I don't know if he's on right now, but he might get on later. He's gonna be even newbier and understand less. So. No problems. And we're going to take it, finally, last but not least, to Raze.
Hello, everybody. I'm ABTF Raze. I go by Raze, as the deck just said. I started playing D&D in 1992. I got into the hobby when my father was running his own groups back then. I sort of saw them playing games in the back room, and I was like, huh, I wonder what all you guys are doing. They're like, oh, we're playing games. Come join. It's like, okay. Yeah, that looks fun. So I've been playing ever since.
So you're saying you're a noob too, right?
Yep.
Brand new since 92.
Oh,
I never put two and two together. I knew you started at a very young age, but you started before I was born.
You are correct.
That's what I was just thinking.
And
So, D&D's been a lifelong hobby of mine. Off and on, I started with Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which is basically 2.0. From there, I transitioned to a lot of CRPGs, computer role-playing games, like the Baldur's Gate series, Neverwinter Nights, etc., etc. I didn't really resurface into actual tabletop until 3.0 era, where I got back into a group here with, well, a lot of predecessors of this particular groups. So I'm sort of the old guard, as it is. Moved from 3.0 to 3.5, skipped over 4th edition, and jumped straight to 5th edition.
I'm
It's
pretty
usually
sure
the best way to go.
I heard Jod. Was it Raz? Did you say something?
No, I didn't say.
I said that's usually the best way to go is skip over fourth, go straight to fifth. Yeah.
Okay, it was you two. I couldn't tell who talked over who.
It was me. I was the rude.
You were the rude. It's okay. Yeah, it is often that people skip over 4th. I hear it's not bad to get into it if you're looking for a different game. But if you're looking for Dungeons and Dragons as Dungeons and Dragons, it's not there. Not in the same way that 5th or 3.5 are or were. So, all right. I feel bad because I explained I was the DM. I didn't say my experience, so I'm gonna throw that out there. I played quite a bit actually when I was younger. I don't really remember how old with my brother. We did very cut and paste. Like there's a room with a monster, and you beat the monster, you move on. It was very not great, but we didn't have anyone really to play with, and I didn't know there was anything else to do to how the DM in a different way, and then. I don't know. Eventually, I became a lot more creative, and that's when I started with X tier and Fleck Chisel. We did a campaign I ran, and I felt like I actually got to be creative with that and have more roleplay in that. And then that's kind of where I branched from. And then I joined the group with Raze, and from there I grew a lot more as a player and DM. Somehow I got thrown into the DM position pretty quick. I think I volunteered, which is horrible. A horrible thing to do. I was like, I could do it. I did one before, and it's a totally different group. It threw me through a curveball, and I ran for a little while, but I typically step down after a while because I get bored with my games, which is horrible. You don't do that. Stick to a game. Make it more fun.
We like letting you do all the work.
Yes, that's one big thing. These players, they're all great. I've played with most of them, and they do a great job of making sure that I have a good time, which is a huge thing as a DM. If your players aren't making sure you have a good time, then you're not going to have a fun time. So, but my job is to make sure they have a good time. So their focus is me, but my focus is everyone else.
That's
and they
how
need
a
to focus on
relationship should go.
I guess so. All right. All eyes on me. So we're gonna jump right in.
Do it.
And by jump right in, I'm gonna have to remember where I put my information. I'm kidding. I know where it is. I derped because I got so entranced by your guys' stories that I didn't do what I was gonna do.
They're beautiful stories.
You were setting up process for delaying, and then you forgot to delay. You forgot to do the thing that you were delaying for in the first place.
Housekeeping note: I'm still Old Man Long John on the map.
Well, maybe you should stop being so bad at life. Yeah, your name is just. I will modify that right now. There you go.
Oh, and just for clarity, the U in my first name has a triangle over the top of it, but I'm not gonna waste time trying to figure out how to do that.
I'm sure it's a character you can copy paste in, but at the same time, I have no idea what that character would be, and I think you might have to create your own.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about
give me
it.
the pronunciation of the U with the triangle over it.
Ooh.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Borkin.
Like ooh baby Ugin.
I mean, I was gonna call it that anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Matt, do you have your stuff ready?
Oh, I do. I was mostly joking. I had it pretty handy actually.
I got Joe's messing with the camera. I'm doing the same thing, just every once in a while. Doing some blue steel. Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna give our introduction. Damn, I'm the one who can't talk. Yeah, I'm DMing. That's great. This is my bane. All right, I'm gonna give the campaign introduction. It's kind of the setting. So back after experiencing a great mortal-made cataclysm, the world finally settled, creating a land of arcane magic and power. The powerful began creating. Wow, I can't read my own stuff. I'm like Tommy Wiseau. The powerful began creating floating islands, separating themselves from the poor they considered trash and the untamed wilds, grown from the cataclysm. An alchemical symbol called the anti-magic spiral was created to combat arcane powers in this new caste system. A great war called the Templar Revolution began and raged for countless years, until finally the Templars arose victorious over their once oppressors. 50 years have passed since the conclusion of this war. The Templar influence now controls much of the known world. Arcane magic is now treated as one of the greatest sins. Temples of Divine remain, but not without the watchful eye of the Templars. Even with the allowance of divine magic, even that is considered dark by those who don't recognize the difference. Major rebellions contort much of the world, with whispers of one last floating island remaining somewhere. So the general synopsis of this place is that the war happened. This arcane power was considered very evil because it was separating the strong, the powerful, from the poor. And so the Templars created the symbol to combat that, and they won their fight. And today, the Templars are in control. If you ever played Dragon Age, there's kind of a match to that, where the mages were very dangerous, and so they were kind of put in their own towers and kept guarded by these Templars and other forces. Alright, so we're going to go through now again with our players, and we're going to introduce our characters. If you guys have awesome voices, go ahead and use those, because I enjoy that. I see you smiling, Joe. So we're going to start again with... Actually, let's go backwards. We're going to start with Raze. Throw you a curveball. Raze,
Okay.
Who is your character?
I will be taking the role of Skell Far Traveler Wikvaya. He is a humanoid with white hair and ivory skin. Second.
What did I...
The pop-up closed my sheet, yes.
Oh no! I will avoid from doing that.
He's a humanoid with white hair and ivory skin. He stands shy of 6 feet tall and has a slender, athletic build. He has slightly pointed ears and a short, fleshy barbels on his chin. He's painted with softly glowing geometric patterns on his face and body. Weathered leather and fabric garb adorns him, leaving his arms and shoulders unimpeded, and he keeps most of his gear in pouches and slings at his waist. There is a rabbit's foot tied to his belt, and around his neck, on a leather strand, he wears a pan flute. Situated in harnesses about his body are an assortment of tools for battle, the most striking of which is a rather worn maul. Anything more than that, you'll have to find out in-game.
Alright.
Mole.
There you go.
I heard mole and not mall. He has a mole.
Maul.
Uses it. I know.
Short
It's a beauty mark.
shopping mall.
I know.
It's the strip mall. Alright. Thank you for that. That was good. Continue on. We have Raz. Who are you playing, Raz?
All right, I'm going to be playing Jekt Firebrand. He is a fairly young sorcerer, just came into his power. He knew about it when he was younger, but it's now exploding and uncontrollable.
Oh no.
So a fairly young human, about 19 years old, trying to run away from the incident that happened in his hometown, being persecuted by the Templars. Not much except for traveler's clothes and a cloak to kind of conceal my face. Really just kind of a new person in this world, only being 19 and not really having any idea what's going on. So that's the character I'm playing.
Awesome. That means it's you, X-Tier. Would you rather me call you Nathan? I can just call you Nathan. That's fine.
I prefer you call me Nathan on stream.
Alright, well, you can either keep your name as X-Tier as your display, or you can actually change it. It's up to you.
I can.
Okay, Nathan, go for it.
Not. I am playing Silas Cress, an ambiguously old Yuan T pureblood. Ambiguously old because I haven't decided how old he is. He was Templar. He was a Templar soldier who fought in the war. But after a turn of events in his older age, turned against what he knew his whole life. He has a rich and powerful family who he has turned against and has been on the run from for many years, but was captured and has been held in prison for some unknown amount of.
I think he got out. He died. We lost him.
Nate, you still.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. It kind of lagged out, so I wasn't totally sure.
What's the last thing I said?
Unknown amount of time.
Yes, that one.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
It cut out right when you said time, so it was implied. I just wanted to make sure we didn't cut you off too much. All right. Next we have Flick Tizzle.
Yeah. I can change it to Flecken, but so I'm gonna be playing Ugin Strongarm, a dwarf cleric. I was actually one of the soldiers that fought in the original Templar War back in the day. I have a lot of issues with the mages, so we'll have to work through some things, making the party nice to each other. But I'm going to be playing a cleric, and we're going to be doing a bunch of all of my spell effects are going to be we're going to flavor it as technologically based. So we'll have some fun with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, every time he casts a spell, I'm going to ask him what it's about, like how he's doing it. And we're going to learn. We're going to learn. So if you notice, keeping an eye out, we have some conjoined backstories. I mean, the wars are big, but we have two people who fought in the same war, so they maybe know each other. Who knows?
I think we do.
Yes, but I was gonna let that happen later, but that's okay.
Some
Okay.
sick little feeling.
This is deep inside.
Model.
All right, we're gonna go to Joe.
All right. So during the Great War, the orc Xerxes, also known as the Spear, and the human Duncan Atreides were Templar commanders that fought to restore balance, order from the tyranny of the mages. In the rebuilding of a new greater society, they were both named as honored and high-ranking officials of the Templar Order and have their fair say in how. Their only child, Thok Atreides, has devoted his life to the Order and seeks to live up to the legacy his parents laid out to civilization itself. So I'll be playing as Thok, child of these two people, and he just graduated from Templar boot camp. He has devoted his life to the Templars, and he stems his own magic, his divine magic, from his pure utmost devotion to these high and worthy ideals of Templars. So he's a paladin.
There you go. Awesome. So one thing that's good to notice that both our Templars actually have finished Templar boot camp. Not necessarily the same one. However, they are on a path together to the same location. One thing about my DMing style that hopefully all of you know by now is that I build the world around the characters a lot of times, and there is a world, and it's mostly fleshed out. Like there's places that I've made and history that has been developed. But these guys are going to create history for themselves. All right, so we're gonna get right into it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's get to it. So we're gonna start our adventure actually with our two Templar newbies. You two find yourselves on a wagon.
Is that Thok and I?
Yes, Thok and Ugin, the Templars. There you go. You guys are heading off to your first place of assignment, Istin Barossa, the grand city of Istin, and as some of you know, and the stream probably does not at all because I made her up. Ishten is the goddess of medics, and her focus is on healing and learning, so knowledge. Her temples tend to be libraries as well as hospitals. So you're heading to this major town. After the cataclysm, not much existed. There was that one area with floating islands, and after that, and because of the cataclysm, the wilds got very crazy, and it wasn't until very recently that people started branching out. So major city actually means like it has buildings. It's not just temporary stuff. This place is one of the only places with actual temples, and it's very possible that it was found and then built upon instead of being built from scratch. So you two are on a wagon, and you're heading towards Eastern Barossa. Do you guys do any communication? Or are you stoic and silent?
I mean, what's our mission?
Right now you're being assigned, and you don't know exactly what's going on. All you know is that you're going to end up in Eastern Barossa and meet the commander there.
Okay, for further orders.
Yes, further orders.
Okay.
It feels good to be heading back. I've been in retirement for so long, I've forgotten what it's like to have a purpose.
Have you, old man?
What?
You're an old man, right?
Yes.
He's a dwarf, so I don't know if he looks like an old man, more or less just a bearded man.
I'm old for a dwarf.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry about that. Have you, old man? You fought in the wars?
Yes, a very long time ago.
My parents did too.
Really?
Yeah.
Who were your parents?
Well, they're pretty big. They're pretty well known. There's Xerxes. She has great skill with twiddling spears and knocking heads on the pikes. There's my old man Duncan. Some say that people still quiver in the mentioning of his name.
I remember them both. Perhaps a bit heavy-handed at times, but good soldiers.
Yes. I mean, you talk smack about my parents. They were perfect in every way.
Of course. And I kind of turn to look away at that point.
Alright. Sorry, I'm like giggling because I just love the roleplay. I should try to be quiet. Sorry.
You're fine.
It's okay.
Alright. You two, on your trip, one of you probably started before the other and you met up as a caravan. And now you just have... I kind of imagine that scene from Skyrim, the very beginning one, where you're just kind of like, hey, what'd you do?
What are you here for?
What are you here for?
I'm with you.
Alright. So it has been a long time travel. It's been almost a week. And then finally, upon the evening setting, you see into the distance 2 spires off of buildings, which you can assume to be the Templar Order building and the Temple to Ishten. You're arriving at your destination.
It looks like we're arriving to our destination.
Sorry, I dozed off there.
It's okay. What was your name again?
Ugin. Ugin Strongarm.
Good, I am Thok, son of the proud House Atreides.
Greetings, Thok.
Ugin, you would recognize that name. It is very well known. It's a name that gets things done. It's a name that gets you into places. It's that type of name.
So we haven't actually yet discussed what my actual rank is. Can I be a major?
From the war, yes, that's fine.
Okay, good. I want to be a major strong arm.
I thought you were Armstrong. Did you change your name on me?
That's what I said. Major Armstrong. Oh, yeah.
I was wondering. We will learn our characters as we go.
I have it like one way on the screen and one way on my character sheet. Gotta just get them together. All right, there we go.
Okay. As you can see on the map, I have the Templars here, the not-so-Templars here, and then the middle. So the mages, and then a neither. We'll get into that. A couple of these people, I have done a session 0 as it is, where I messaged them some about what they were doing, and what they were accomplishing. Except I kind of told Nate that his character was doing absolutely nothing. Well, not nothing, but he was being forced to do something, and we'll get to that here in a bit. So the two of you on the wagon, you approach this town, and it's just kind of as I described. There's a small marketplace that's closing down because it is becoming evening. It has some stalls, but nothing really permanent. However, there are two main buildings, and those are the temples and the order. And the bigger one is actually the orders, not the temples. As you approach, I need perception checks from you two and Raz.
These can be wisdom-based perception checks, Leaf Jack.
Yes, sir. We're not going too far out of the world now.
Wait a minute. What? Why did what?
I'm asking for. What?
I don't want the dice rolled thing. No, I don't want 3D.
I have it set, actually. It's for
Oh.
stream stuff. So
Okay.
if it's a bother, the cog you might be able to get rid of it for yourself. In the cog menu.
Okay.
So Ugin and Ugin and Thok, you two don't notice what I'm trying to get to see. That's fine. However, Jekt, is that how you say your name?
Correct.
Okay. Jekt, you notice that a wagon is pulling up to the Templar Order, as you have previously expected to happen. And in it are two non-decorated, what seem to be new Templars. They don't have any sort of symbols on them at the moment, but they're still being carted to the temple.
Perfect. All right, I still choose to keep my distance and blend in with the crowd, not bring attention to myself.
Okay. I will remind you guys, if you go to the as thing on your under the chat bubble, you can change it from your name to your character's name. It's just kind of a nice added effect if you want to do that.
It's changed when I refresh the page.
Did it? Okay. Well, just a reminder. Okay, so you two are escorted to the building. You kind of get brought into the back and then into the building itself. This place is pretty grand. Probably more grand than anything you've seen, except possibly Thok's house. His home is it's a little nicer, only because it's smaller and war hero-esque.
Damn straight.
Well, I haven't seen his house, so
You wouldn't know. You might have seen greater things in your dwarven areas. You're a hill dwarf, correct?
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so not maybe the mountain cities as much, but definitely the dwarven hill cities. A little less extravagant, less full of gems, but not that much. That much less of any sort. Okay. So you two are escorted into what seems to be the Great Hall, and there you see two men. One is chained to the floor.
Oh.
And he actually looks more like a snake person. This would be our local Silas, Kras. And Kras, you see two people walk in. A dwarf, you kind of recognize him, actually. He might not like you anymore. And a half-orc, clad in armor, both of them. And on the other side, you see a strange man, someone you don't recognize, not even a race you recognize. This person is pale and white. They don't wear much in the way of clothing, only enough to cover themselves and to protect themselves. Nothing extra or extravagant. They seem to be waiting just like you for something to happen.
Wait, are they? You said they were chained down?
The pale-skinned man is not. However,
Okay.
the snake-faced one that you do kind of recognize is. Is there any
Is
exchanging
there
of
somebody
words?
that looks in charge?
They seem to be waiting. This room is mostly empty. It's a great hall, which used for food and stuff, but it seems that they're waiting for you guys.
You called. I say.
Sounds like you get no response. Not even from the talkative mage. You wait an awkward amount of time, it seems. You're just kind of standing there twiddling your thumbs like, what's gonna happen? Why am I here? Did they make a mistake? When settling from behind the great hall, in two great double doors, walks a man out towards you, and he looks like he knows who's in charge, or is in charge himself.
Straighten.
I'm guessing Thok is always like super straight up, like perfect all the time.
I mean, if he looks like he's in charge, and he has like some rank stuff on him, he's gonna like bow. Like.
Okay. He kind of waves at you and he says, "Welcome, new recruits. I am Lord Calamence, the commander of this headquarters. Let's see here. You must be Thok. Yes, you. I've heard much about your family. That's probably why you're here. That doesn't mean anything to me. Top of your class in strength and leadership, but when it came to magic, you were sorely weak. Lack of resistance, that is.
Well, forgive me, but magic is kind of an iffy thing to trusting all the way.
I kind of snort in agreement.
Magic is horrible. That's why we're here. The fact that you can't protect yourself from magic is kind of disconcerting for a man who is designed to go against mages. But if you can throw a boulder and hit things with a stick, I guess you can be a Templar nowadays. If your name is something special too. And you, a war veteran, but I will say you did much better combating magic. The mind is very sharp. Well, it's strong. Now you might see I have this man chained down. He gestures over to the Yanti.
I keep my head down and don't make any eye contact.
Yantis are kind of like snake people. They kind of look like Voldemort if you think about it, but they have hair. At least purebloods.
Right.
The more tainted their blood is, I guess it goes. I'm not totally sure the way that works. Raz would know. No, Raze would know, not Raz. Sorry, I'm gonna mix that up so much. You guys have very similar names. Raze would know more about that. He's kind of our resident lore guy, so he'll probably tell me I'm wrong about something. That's okay.
So far, you're doing fine.
Awesome. So they have this very snake-like features, and as their blood becomes, I'd say a little like tainted kind of thing, towards their god, which is like a serpent, they become a lot more snake-like, gaining like sometimes they have snake hands. It's weird. They're weird people. But they're really cool. He gestures over that. You might know him. He's a old veteran, but he's not anymore. Well, he's always a veteran, but he's scum now. He is a mage. He's turned to the dark. But we need him, sadly. He's very proficient with alchemical processes, which, as you probably know from your training, if you've thought to learn anything. I'm looking at you, Thok. He's very upright. we use alchemicals to create our anti-magical effects. And this is actually the point I will be giving you your alchemical symbols. This is our friend, the Far Traveler. He's an ambassador to his people. We both want to keep an eye on him, but also want to go on to good terms. So I have assigned him to your team to kind of get a view of the way of us, and you can kind of get a view of the way of their people. He doesn't really use magic, calls upon divine spirit, so that's why we really need to keep an eye on him. But we trust him, of course.
At that point, he will spread out his arms wide and say to them, "Good grips and fair winds to you."
Nod.
I continue to keep my head down and not make eye contact.
As for the mage, turning back to Silas. How are you going to say it?
Silas.
Silas. Okay. Turning to Silas. We have devised a certain device of alchemical properties that will help you control him depending on if he gets out of hand with his magic.
We'll see you control me.
Oh, I will. He takes out from his coat pocket a bracelet. Ironically, it's very snakish. And he forcefully grabs one of the shackled hands and shoves it onto the arm of Silas. And then unlocks the shackles. He says, with this, and he pulls out a little device that looks kind of like a clicker. Like if you were to click it, something would happen. And he gives it actually to Far Traveler. He says, if he gets out of hand, this will stop him in his tracks.
I nod, curtly keeping eye contact.
Now, his job will be to study alchemicals and help strengthen your symbols. That's why he's with you. He then reaches again to the other side of his pockets and pulls out 2 pendants with the anti-magic spiral symbol. I will show that to everybody. And kind of blow that up. He says, these will protect you. They won't do everything for you, but they will help. Joe, your camera just flipped.
I know, it's also my phone, so whenever like just happen, then read it.
He's talking to someone. All right. Where was I? Take these. He has them to you too.
Take it, put it on. Definitely.
May these help you in your travels. Now, for your first assignment, and you may do this in the morning or you may set up now, but be warned, what fuck?
What exactly do these pendants do right now?
Did you not pay attention in class? It dampens magical power.
Yes.
If you're attacked
how do
by
we use
magic, it's going to help.
How much does it help?
It depends on the strength you put into it.
You want to give it a quick test, buddy?
Silence,
I
mage.
chuckle.
Galamance grabs you and pushes
you
you back
wouldn't
to the
mind.
floor with a great strength. Silence, I am talking. Your first task. We have had an incursion to the east. We suspect that someone is performing ritual magic. And we fear it will get out of hand. So we're going to send you to the east. There you will find a hut. In that hut, hopefully the source of the magic. And from there, you will destroy it. If anything seems of interest, take it. If it doesn't, burn it. Now, I send you on your way. You have your pendants. And with a quick turn of the floating cape off to his side, he walks back to the direction he came from.
I nod to the far traveler and turn to walk out the door towards where hopefully we have a stable of some sort.
I will start following the little legionnaire, Templar.
Okay. I'm guessing Thok joins.
Yes, I do.
Bye.
So we're gonna take the mage.
If it's not apparent that Thok's not taking him, I'll tap him on the shoulder and gesture with one thumb pointing back at the snake.
Sorry. I apologize. Okay. Yes, I will take hold of him and I will bring him with us and I will make sure he doesn't try anything stupid.
Am I still shackled? Or
You are not shackled, but you are bound by the lock.
so wait, I am shackled but not floor? Is that what you're saying?
You're not shackled. You're no longer like shackle and arms tied to the floor,
Mm-hmm.
but you have the Arcanist, the gold Arcanist lock with the silver
Gotcha.
snake, gold snakes.
Gotcha.
In your mind, you kind of know what this does because you probably helped develop it, which is why it's probably snake-like. And you know it would not be a fun day if this were to go off.
I follow along.
Okay. You do exit probably through the main gates. And as you do that, turn to Raz, the only one not in the party at the moment. It's pretty obvious that this group you saw come in is coming out. I don't think I replied. You would know what Silas looks like, a very snake-like features, and he's very obvious to point out as well. What would you like to do?
I have to keep following the wagon outside of town. Just keeping my distance.
Okay. They don't currently have a wagon, but wagon.
Or the group of people.
No problem. All right. So it sounded like Ugin was looking for a wagon.
Yeah, I'm gonna check outside and see if either the wagon is still there or if there's a stable nearby that we can requisition some sort of transportation from.
You were kind of left without any proper instruction, it seemed. But if you go searching, you're likely to find some sort of stables.
Okay. Then, is it a stable that would allow me to use the military rank feature to secure transportation?
That's a good thought. Yes, actually, you end up finding the Templar stables, and there's a nice young man who seems to be kind of like the night stable hand, just kind of standing there, making sure everyone's fed and the like. Says, "Oh, I haven't seen you around, you new Templars."
We are, and the Order has need of transportation.
Oh, well, the horses just came in. Everything else is out. I mean, you could take
Got
them,
any
but they might
snakes?
get exhausted. What's
Got any
that?
snakes?
Who are you? You do not look like a Templar.
Silence.
Ignore him.
Got any
We-
rocks?
Silence.
Okay, if it's horses, it's horses. God.
We would like to requisition 4 horses, please.
Would you rather a wagon? Then you only need 2.
If that is available, yes.
Well, it's the wagon you rode in on. But the 2 horses that came with it, they're exhausted. They've been riding you for a week.
Do you have fresh horses?
No, they're all gone.
Well, can you make them untired?
That takes time. They will need rest. I'm surprised you don't need rest. You've traveled far.
How long do they need to rest?
Just overnight.
Very well. Do you have any aversion to waiting till morning, Thok?
Well, I mean, I guess not. I could use a drink.
Traveler, are you in any particular hurry?
Down to the direction of the Templars, no.
Very well. We will be back in the morning. Hold the
Yeah,
horses
I'm not
for
either.
us.
Thanks.
Kind of cut out there.
I will make sure
I'm
that
in
your
no
name's
rush
on
either.
the list.
I said I'm in
Wait.
no rush either. Thanks,
Can you
Master.
use your horse whispering skills to see if you can make our horses very excited to go?
Oh, I guess I could try. I'm just a stable boy. I feed them and make sure they rest.
Good man. Good man.
Thank you, sir. Who should I put down the horse's name in? I want to make sure that you guys get them.
Silas. That's
Silas.
Silence.
Put it
Silence.
under Major Armstrong.
Major Armstrong. Oh, Major. I've heard that name. Yes, of course. And he goes and he seems to have a ledger and he puts down your name and marks that you are requisition. You're getting 2 horses and a wagon.
Okay, sounds like a party.
Requisitioning. Thank you. Like I said, I'm like the worst talker and reader, and yet I'm the DM.
You're good, man.
Do you have any dung to spare?
We sell it as fertilizer. Oh, I'm sorry.
Any flat dung? Nothing that you've been treating?
Mate, if you want a dung, you can have it later from the toilet that I will be shitting in and you will be living in if you continue to speak.
Inspiration for you. Inspiration for your Thok.
Okay.
I didn't say this. If you guys play your characters to a T, and like I really enjoy the role play aspect, I'm gonna try giving out inspiration a lot more often than I'm used to. So if you feel like you're doing a good job being your character, feel free to pipe up like, "Hey, does that deserve inspiration?" I'll actually give. I mean, you guys are gonna have inspiration a lot. I'm actually gonna give. We're gonna just stay with Thok for now. We're gonna call it there. Okay, so moving forward, what are you guys doing?
Well, I guess does like the Templar base have a barracks we can stay in?
It would, yes.
Okay, then we'll probably head back there. What time is it right now?
You're getting at nightfall, so about 7:30, 8-ish.
Okay, then I'm just gonna prep and get ready for bed.
Okay. What about you, Thok?
I mean, they also kind of like want to have some kind of battle strategy for tomorrow's mission that we have.
Okay, so you want to build a strategy?
Yeah, sure. And I will. So the barracks that we have are they kind of like open for everyone to like see each other, or do they have kind of like rooms that are like meeting rooms for people like us?
Okay, so how the barracks work is it has a courtyard where there's a lot of training activity you can do, such as the dummies, sword play rooms, all that, or not rooms but rings. And then they have, of course, training weapons. And immediately inside, there's another similar like a great hall that's kind of like a cafeteria and a meeting area. So people go there to eat and talk and hang out as well as plan. And then from there, there's multiple stories of rooms, and each person can have an individual room. However, if they're not much bigger than a single person college dorm, so you can't really store much there.
Okay.
And you never know what room you're gonna get, so you don't want to hide anything anywhere necessarily.
Okay.
They do have a place for prisoners, if that is needed. However, it's only kind of guarded.
Hopefully that's not going to be needed.
Okay.
Just so people know, if you ever need to swap out weapons, I can. Part of my Forge Cleric is I can change your weapons into any other weapon.
Neat. Okay.
I ask the stable boy again if they have any dung.
I think you guys have moved to the barracks by now.
Damn it.
I answered that question for you.
There might be a chamber pot nearby that you can clean out.
Take it.
So what are you doing with your mage? Are you putting him in his own prison cell?
I'm trusting my superior's decision to leave him in the hands of the Far Keeper, or the Far Traveler.
There you go. Okay. So while this is going on, let's go ahead and take a step back. Raz, you're still following them, correct?
Correct.
So you probably follow them to the stables and kind of get a view of that. You're actively trying to hide, correct?
Correct.
All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth roll, and if you can, whisper that to me. I don't know if we went over that together or not.
I don't know how to whisper, but I'll just send it to you on
Okay, so
Facebook. Can I just send you a song?
so what you can do in your character sheet, there should be on the top left corner in your main page, there should be a place where it says public and 2GM. If you select 2GM, every roll you make will just be to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that way you can click on your stealth skill and okay.
Nice.
And what is everybody's passive perceptions in the rest of the group?
11.
9.
Okay.
11.
13.
Okay. So sadly, Mr. Firebrand, you're not very sneaky. And you guys kind of notice that there's this guy that's been following you for a little while. And he's trying his darndest to be inconspicuous, but I think he kicked a cat. Tripped over some boxes, sadly. Bad luck.
So I'm going to turn around and say, well, hello, sir. It looks like you kicked a cat and stumbled over some boxes. And you seem to be following us. What do you want?
I'm not following you. I just happened to stumble over this cat. I was trying to buy some fruit for my father. He's sick at home.
Right, and in the same direction as us for the past several hours?
More like 20, 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes, okay.
Well, this is a big open area. I mean, there can't be too many different ways I could go. The stands are right here.
Can I try an insight check to see if he's lying?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a deception, Raz.
Oh. That was a
Welcome.
+5.
To getting roll 20'd.
Yes, the roll 20 medium. It's not a pleasant place. Okay. He actually seems
-1.
fairly believable. Like, it's a pretty open area, and there's only so many directions you can go to get food. So he probably tripped over a cat, and maybe he was just at the stables. It's all a coincidence. No big deal.
Will you Templars leave the boy alone?
Hey. And I just head back. Still back towards the barracks.
Same. Well, have a good day.
You too, sir.
Do you
follow
continue
along?
to follow?
Yeah, I follow along just fine.
Well,
I'm the one who suggested we leave him alone.
Raz. Do you continue to follow? Perhaps a little farther away.
Perhaps a little farther.
There's not much here, so it's actually pretty easy to tell that they're going to the barracks. So you could circle around, and kind of avoid them. As for you guys, you are going to the barracks. You make it there without any issue. After that, they're not hard to find. They're like, you come out around the Templar Order headquarters, and then you're in the major area, and then you come back to the other side, and that's where the barracks are. So it's just everything's right there. It's not a very big town, and it's one of the biggest that you guys actually know of. Doc, your home and the land that your family owns is probably bigger than this town.
Nice.
So,
I'd like to see if the Templars walking around all have anti-magic spirals, or if it's just my group.
every Templar. That's actually the dependent of the Templar is how you recognize them. And it's almost impossible to like go, that guy might be a Templar, but he doesn't have a symbol. Who knows? Type of thing. So, you guys make it to the barracks. It sounded like Thok wanted to do a strategic meeting. What would you like to kind of get done in this meeting?
Well, so we are essentially investigating some stables for magical activity, right?
It's a hut.
Hut?
It's a small hut off to the east.
Okay.
A shack, I think is what I'm looking for here.
Okay. So I mean, I just kind of want to get a general history of the area. What kind of, like, why that hut would be there, what would serve, what purpose it served, stuff like that. So
Okay,
it'd
would
be
you like to ask around?
investigating. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I do an investigation roll?
Do a charisma-based investigation roll.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So essentially persuasion, kind of. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you proficient with both or not proficient with both? Persuasion
I'm
works.
proficient with persuasion, but that's it.
Okay, yeah. So you wouldn't get your persuasion proficiency bonus, but you would get, instead of your wisdom or your intelligence to your investigation, you would get your charisma. So you can either roll a d20 or you can roll it and just give me the correct number. Okay. So 13. You find quite a bit out. A lot of the buildings in this area are old, and people don't inhabit much that's beyond the town because the wilds are still quite dangerous. This just happened to be a clear area that was cleared out in the past probably 30 years. And you find out the Templar Order used to be the church, and the church used to be a hospital. Like a medic
I'd like
place.
to ask around to the people training in the Templar area, what they know about how often there's issues with people using magic, or like, like how rare of an occurrence and how powerful, I guess I would say, like how hard it was to overcome people.
Okay. Go ahead and also. You're gonna have to do a persuasion actually, because they don't like you. So you're gonna have to persuade them that you're helping Templars, unless the Templar wants to help you out.
I'm good.
And I'm hearing no yeses, just an I'm good. So, they're not really inclined to give you any information.
They're probably good to not be inclined to give me any information. Just saying, that wasn't the most innocent of questions.
I mean, if you were very persuasive. Okay. Is there anything else you kind of want to know about the area?
I want to know where everybody keeps their chamber pots.
Ignoring that, in the bathroom. Doc and Ugin, is there anything you wish to ask more in-depth questions about? Anything like of the like?
No, I think you answered my question. I just was curious about the hut we're visiting in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mostly from what people have seen in the past 30 years. It was empty until recently. Something people are reporting, like travelers and adventurers that go into the wilds to collect, food and the like, have come by and they say that there's activity that seems very magical in nature.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Nope. I've been given my orders. I'm all set.
Same.
Okay.
I've been in chains for quite some time. Anybody up for a drink?
I roll
I will
over
not
and
take
go to
those
bed.
chains off, but I will agree to a drink.
Well, he doesn't have chains per se. He has his brace. And I think he's saying that he's been locked up for a long time.
Yep.
Then again, you're not very wise, so it's possible you do just interpret it that way.
It's fair. Then a drink for Thok and I. Anybody else joining?
I will nod slightly.
Okay.
I pretend I'm asleep.
So he goes to his room to sleep, or at least around the area. Okay. The food for Templars is free, and of course, their companions and the diplomats that come with them. So y'all get drinks. The question is, how much do you drink?
I'm not gonna
As
drink.
much as they let me drink, I drink.
You only get the amount of drinks that Thok will give you.
As much as they will let me.
How much will Thok give you?
That depends on how far we get in the conversation. Alright, so I'm gonna take a first drink and pass him a flagon or whatever, and say, "Well, we'll be working together whether we like it or not. So, I guess, cheers."
Cheers.
Without any regard for the way that you want to have conversation, I chug the entire.
I'm not gonna like chug. I'm just gonna kind of like sip at it, kind of
And I
casual.
and I put it down, and I have no care for conversation. I
So
just
what made you want to choose a life of sin?
sin. Is that what you?
Yes, that's what it is. Don't call an apple an rotten apple.
Or I was enlightened by a previous master.
Like, what kind of master is this?
One of our very own. You know I fought on your side.
Dude,
Ugin, are you listening to this conversation at all?
No, I'm hiding in my room.
Okay, then never mind. Keep going.
you say you fought in the war for us, but yet here you stand, a mage. Why?
Enlightened.
Like corruption.
If that's what you call it. How about another drink?
Take it.
And I did chug the entire next.
All right, go ahead and make a con save.
I believe as a Yanti, he's immune to poison.
I am
you're
immune
right.
to poison. Did a
Never
poison
mind.
effect?
You rolled fine anyway, so yeah, you're not poisoned at all. It doesn't do enough for you. So he's downing these things. Eventually he might get full, but not before.
Not before ridiculous levels.
Yeah.
Why?
So,
Why must you be a Templar?
why must I? Because it is my destiny. And I choose to be on the right side. On the good side. What is just and proper.
Good and proper. Is that what your family told you?
That is what my family told me because it is true.
Ah.
Leave my family out of this.
That's what I thought too. Don't worry. You won't be alone when you change sides.
Change. How about you change sides?
How about you give me another drink?
No. You know what? You're being a dick. I'm going to bed. You are too.
Alright, you can go ahead and sleep all you'd like. I'm not going to bed yet.
Wait, like who's watching over?
The Far Traveler is, right?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. It's up to
So,
the Far Traveler.
I'll leave this in your hands, Far Traveler.
I look at the
Speaking of which, you haven't
Templar.
spoken up yet.
I look at the snake. I look at the Templar. I look at the snake. I look at the button. I look at the snake. Raise an eyebrow at the snake.
Are you saying you want to go to bed too?
I don't care about sleep yet.
And how about you get me a drink?
One for the road.
Very well. I agree with this enough. At least at the mercy of the button.
I will gesture at the bartender and point at the snake man.
He gives you this look like, what's an outsider doing here? He's with Templars. Mumbling to himself something about diplomats and stealing their food. He pours you guys drinks. Or at least him. /W space. And then if you wish to remain GM, otherwise a name, and then type your sentences. Your words. That is whispering. Okay. I'm guessing he's telling me what he's going to do, and so I'm like excited.
Just as fast? I asked if Nate tips that one back just as fast, or does he save for that one inning?
I tip it back just as fast as the other two.
I give him a slight nod and gesture towards the door.
Alright, go then.
Okay. Since he's not being super unruly, he does get his own room. Probably the nicest thing he's slept in quite some time. Has a bed.
What's my proximity to everyone else?
Everyone is given a room pretty close. The rooms are about just 5 feet wide by 15 feet deep, just enough for a bed and a footstool, enough to wiggle around. By grid size, I mean it's not exact. But everyone
I look for
is...
Ugin's.
Okay. How would you like to look for it? Just you don't know which one it is.
Just start opening doors. I don't even care to knock. I just start opening doors and looking at who's inside.
Well, you find Thok first, and he's getting ready for bed.
What do you want, mage?
Oh, I was just hoping for another drink, but
Well, that's too bad. Go to bed. Slam the door in his face.
All right. The next door you open
to the next
is your dwarf past ally.
I rustle him up out of bed because I heard he was pretending to be asleep, so I'll rustle him up out of bed.
Like, are you touching me?
Yep.
Oh.
I go to shake you awake if you appear to be asleep.
I jump up and slam him against the wall. Or would attempt to.
Alright. Do you try stealthing him?
Yeah, of course.
Alright. Opposed athletics. And if you wish to avoid it, acrobatics.
Wow.
Yeah, you're very successful. He's surprised you're awake, and you just slam him against the wall.
I did not ask for your presence here. What do you want?
I didn't ask for yours here. What are you doing?
I was called here.
I fought beside you. I don't want to fight against you.
Did you now?
I
I
tend to push
don't
back.
remember that.
If you attempt to push him back, that's another opposed athletics. You do not get an acrobatics try.
Oh dear.
Oh wow, he pushes you back. You weren't expecting the small snake to push. He just shoves you down. You kind of bump against the bed. It's not a very big place. Kind of lose your balance a little bit.
Let's not make this troublesome, old friend.
You should go.
I advise you to do the same, but not to bed. I think you should leave.
I lay back down.
I leave the room.
All right. Good interaction and inspiration to move both of you.
Woohoo.
There is a place on your character sheet. If you click the spot for inspiration, it puts a little dragon swirl in it for you. Just as a reminder.
Cool.
Alright. Let's go back to Jack. What are you up to?
I'm actually just said no. I'm with you.
You messaging me?
I hear someone tap dancing. Stop it.
It's that mechanical keyboard. Alright. While you're typing that out, I guess we can move on real quick to Ray's.
You said there's like a footstool, right?
Yeah, there'd be a footstool. You can definitely
I
use
want
to
to see
sit
how
on.
well I can take it apart by hand throughout the night.
Oh.
Something's a brewing.
So as you begin this process, I want to look at that real quick before I go too far.
I don't have access to any of my tools, right?
No, not
It's just what I'm trying to do by hand. Whatever I can get my hands to do.
Okay, so you start to tear it apart, and then all of a sudden, all of you hear from the hallway this blood-curdling scream from a woman. As mages have escaped! Mages have escaped from the HQ outside of town!
Instantly jump up and grab my... Oh dear. I grab my shield and my hammer, but I suppose I'm not going to take time to don armor.
Can I say that I was, like, starting to doff it, and then I just kind of button it back up and go?
No, you're not that lucky.
Okay.
I'm going to stay in bed.
Okay.
Well, I haven't actually left you too much yet, so at this, I'm going to bang on your door. What are you doing?
You want me to come with? Is that what you're asking?
So is Far Traveler in the hallway at that time, or would he be in his room?
Given the timing here, yes, he would be in the hallway.
Okay, you don't see anything. You just hear it. Perhaps it's farther down, but it's not that big of a building.
I look down where the noise came from, and I bang on the door. Come, I need you where I can see you.
I get out of bed.
Alright, around
And
this time, the two others jump out of their room.
Yeah.
As they leave their rooms, I tell them, it was not this one.
I was only taking apart a stool in an attempt to make an improvised weapon, you guys. That's all I was doing.
Goodness gracious.
I look him in the face. I look at the Templars. I look back at him. I nod at the Templars
I'm just running
once.
towards the source of sound.
Okay, you're off.
Yeah, I'm running towards wherever the screaming is.
Following suit.
Following behind our Yanti friend.
So Raz, if you do /W and type out their character name or their display name, it will whisper them. I don't know if you can do both me and him though.
Okay.
So you can definitely send that to him so he knows what you're doing. So you guys, well, at least Thok starts charging down the hallway. A bunch of other people that were around. There's about 10 other people that are getting down, resting to rest. They're jumping out too. They're looking as well. Thok, you don't find a woman. Or you do find women. I mean, there's some women Templars around, but no one seems to be claiming to be the source of the sound.
Okay. Would I do like investigation or perception?
Do an insight check.
Insight? Okay.
Everyone that's in the hallway can do an insight check if they wish. You're still looking for that woman, Doc.
Oh, damn it.
I will not bother.
Okay. Ugin, however, you're able to think this doesn't seem natural. Someone's trying to trick us, but you don't know who, of course, and you're pretty sure, of course, that it was made by a spell. Perhaps an Arcana check would determine the nature of the spell.
I will attempt that then.
Okay.
Oh, hey, that's okay.
That's not bad. You're able to think. This seems like you're thinking back to like your basic training. Like this, mages typically use this like image spell or illusions to cause things to happen that aren't real. So perhaps they're causing an illusion of sound. You're not sure though. Before you go farther, we're gonna go back to Jecht. What are you doing right now?
Waiting around the corner of the barracks, seeing who comes out.
Okay. People are starting to move. Most of which are half naked people with just their weapon and shield. They grabbed it right quick and they started heading out. Some of them do have some lighter armors and like bows and the like.
And amulets, yeah?
And all of them with their amulets.
What sort of Templar goes to battle mages without an amulet?
That's true. These newbies might have. I don't know.
I'd never took mine off for the night.
I
I'm just wearing mine 24/7.
I don't think Thok would ever take his off either. It's like a badge of pride
My
and honor.
amulet? No, hell no. I'm gonna show it to my mommy and daddy.
Look, Mom, look, Dad, what I can do.
Participation medals.
Okay, so Ugin, do you share that information about the how it could be an illusion?
No. I just.
There are a couple of people that are looking around and they kind of seem like this. This seems kind of tricksy kind of thing, but they're not saying anything really either. A bunch of them just kind of like look at each other like they know each other and like just like glancing at each other like this is fishy, and they kind of go off in another direction that's not towards the exit, like they're looking for something.
Right. I'm gonna head towards wherever the quarters of the highest ranking official are.
They actually have their quarters in the order headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what would be here in this building of value? Because my thought process at this point is somebody's trying to draw us out to distract us from something, so they're trying to get at something in here.
So you know that most of the stuff here is personal belongings that people, they check into their rooms and then they keep it there. But a lot of people just ran out with their stuff. So your only thought with your previous insight check would be that they're looking for someone, not something.
Okay. In that case, is there roof access?
Not easily, no.
Okay, then I'm just gonna head outside and keep an eye on the people that are running out.
Okay. A lot of them are looking around like they're looking for something. It's kind of weird. You remember the message saying outside of town headquarters? When this is the only headquarters for a long way around, but people just booked it. I mean, they're tired. It's likely they didn't really understand what's going on. They just ran, thinking that someone mages escaped from the headquarters and they were heading out of town. So a lot of them are heading that way. Some are heading to the headquarters. Does Luck follow?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sticking with the group.
Being with group.
So it's pretty dark and it's not very well lit anymore. Raz, go ahead and make a perception check. It's not terrible, but it's not great. You see a bunch of people. However, there is one in particular that stands out. If he ran, did Far Traveler go with them?
I do, but I am the last one in line to go back. I'm making sure that Silas is ahead of me, so I can always keep him in sight.
Okay. So, you don't really notice anyone except for the pale-skinned man. But you recognize him from being with that group previously. Perhaps
Gotcha.
maybe the shapes are right, but it's really hard to tell, especially in that commotion. This man is also very thin and tall, very similar to myself. All right, so what is the main group doing at this moment?
I assume by now we've all caught up to Ugin.
Yeah, you guys were kind of running with him outside.
I'm still thinking that, this commotion is real. Looking for a lady.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're all kind of standing around, looking around for what might be going on here at this point. Then
Okay.
I'm simply watching Ugin and Thok while keeping an overwatch on Silas.
I am looking around confused, and I'm not looking for a woman.
Okay, that's actually important. Go ahead and do a perception check.
Everyone? Or just
Just him.
okay.
Something special is actually kind of happening there.
Ooh.
Okay.
Not a woman.
Okay, let me whisper this to you so that everybody doesn't get to know.
Something is afoot.
I also want to look for a rock.
Right now, doing both is not going to be very easy.
I know.
Jeebus, Joe. All right, so did you get my message?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is anyone doing anything except just looking around like what's happening? That's acceptable.
I'm not even looking around like what's happening.
That's true.
yeah, I'm watching like all of the people that are running outside and watching to make sure that nobody is jumping out to attack them.
Okay. So it doesn't take long. You guys are kind of like on guard, like what's happening, what's going on. Lord Calamence comes out of the temple or the headquarters. He's tired. He looks like he's even grumpier than when he first met you guys. He's like, "What is going on?" Someone from the crowd shouts, "Mages have escaped from the headquarters." "No one has escaped. You think we would let anyone go? We held..." He points over like he knows exactly where Silas is without even thinking about it. "We kept him for years. He didn't even know it." Go
There
back
was
to bed.
some grand illusion going on to distract us, but I have yet to determine their true intentions.
Well, then find them. They must be near. If they're casting spells, they can't be far. Look around.
I will look around, sir.
Okay.
So perception.
Yeah, go ahead and make perception checks. Everyone has dark vision, correct, except for the
I do.
human and the what is that? A core?
It is core. I do not have dark vision.
Yeah. So the very human-like ones. Okay. This will be interesting. So, Jack, go ahead and make a dexterity or not stealth check at advantage.
Ooh.
Because you've been kind of like watching all this, you know what's going on, you know what's about to happen. Okay. Ugin, you're very perceptive as you notice that there is a man kind of hiding around the corner of the barracks.
Am I
Jack.
perceptive enough to notice that it's the same guy we bumped into earlier?
It's very. Oh, I guess you have dark vision.
20.
Even in the dim light that dark vision gives you, it's very difficult to tell. But you're kind of suspicious at this point. Jack, what are you wanting to do? Since you're pretty sure they're looking for you now.
All right, so I notice that they're looking for me, and I kind of slip back towards one of the. I'm assuming there's an alley right there, and
It's
using
actually
the
a
rustic.
pretty open field.
Oh, is
Not
it?
it's not huge because it goes to the temple, the church
Is
right there.
Is there like a tavern or some sort of building near me that's not the barracks?
The closest thing is the temple. To get to anywhere really, you'd have to run straight into the open. You could
Okay.
try making a beeline to the back of the temple, where you might be able to get away. You think? In the temple, they might give you sanctuary, but you also know that even the divine is not secured from the Templars if they have purpose.
Gotcha. So if I use this rustic hospitality where the commoners will and hide me away and
You could try that.
will that cool. I will
You definitely would have to start running.
yeah, I guess we'll start that run.
Okay. And your movement is, I'm guessing, 30 feet. Dash
Correct.
would be the 60. Is anyone faster than that?
I cast Expeditious.
Expeditious Retreat?
Shit. I didn't mean to say that. Wait, I didn't.
You didn't say anything.
That was me. I said that. So I get double dash action.
Okay, so you're going to be extra fast running after this guy.
Yes.
Everyone in the
how far away is
Templar
he?
Order, how far away is he? He's going to start out about 30 feet away from you. However, your
Can I see him?
mage just casted a spell, and that's got every Templar around you staring at him. Like, what is he doing? They're focused, like he did his verbal and somatic components. So he's moving his hands, he's talking. All of a sudden, looks like he's spry and ready to go, and you're
Okay. So he starts off about 30 feet away. He's gonna dash 60 feet, right?
correct.
Okay. I'm gonna move. So he's 90. Oh, dang it.
I do believe dwarves have only
So
20
how
feet.
far away is he right now?
How far away
I'm too
is
slow.
The guy running.
He's about 30 feet away. When he starts running, you can decide right now what is going to be your immediate reaction to that.
Okay, I'm going to cast command and yell stop.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Go ahead and pull up that card if you can.
Sure.
There you go. So, he's within range.
Halt or whatever.
Yeah, it's the same idea. It's fine.
And my DC is 12.
There, I was looking for that. Okay, so go ahead and make I believe it's a wisdom saving throw.
Oops, I still had advantage. So
That's okay. We'll take
9.
that 9 actually because it's the first one rolled. You stop.
Damn.
Yeah, man. You just stop in your tracks. You are 30 feet away from these people who have noticed you.
Okay. In that case, then that's gonna give me a chance to toss out a little metal ball that, when it hits him, is gonna unwind and wrap around him like Doctor Strange with the hold person spell.
Oh, I have to ask. Did you? I can't remember for some reason. Did you tell everybody there was a man there?
Oh no.
Because if you didn't, the spell would not have gone off. He would just start running, and you would have been looking, but no one else would have
I would
seen
have.
it.
Yes, I would have shouted because I would recognize that I'm old and can't chase down the youngsters like I used to.
Okay, that's fine then. As long as we're playing our characters. All
Yeah.
right. So you cast Hold Person?
Yes. How do I link?
You should be able to just click on the name of the spell. There you
There we go.
All right, and that is a Wisdom saving throw again.
13.
DC 13.
You said wisdom again.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, almost. Yes. After you are halted, you are wrapped up in this mechanical arm spindly thing, and you end up folding back, and you're just stuck there.
Sweet. I'll try and struggle against the restraints.
Okay. Let's go ahead and everyone roll initiative so we can kind of do this turn based. Unless Fartraven does have the pre-initiative action if he wants to take one.
Silas hasn't necessarily done anything threatening, so I'm gonna play itself out. This is Templar business.
Okay. Alright, so everyone go ahead and roll initiative. I will pull up the character sheet. Remember to select your token before you roll, or else it won't put it in the chat or the
Oh my god.
tracker.
Yeah, I didn't do it here. What is mine? 16.08. Okay, I'll put it in.
Okay.
Oh, I got the same thing twice. That works.
There you go.
It's my turn orders on this then.
Hold on. Like,
Are you needing help there, good boy?
yeah. Like, how does do?
Okay, so click on your character, your token. Go to your character sheet, and where it says initiative, the black word initiative.
I rolled for it already. I'm just not on the sheet.
Okay, make sure just re-roll, and then we can modify it directly.
Okay.
And then you can
Whatever.
click on your
Okay,
number
cool.
and change it. Yep.
Okay, got it.
We are learning.
Didn't make much of a difference. I'm fine with that.
What was your original? Your original was
16.8.
That's not you. Yours is 5.8. That is much of a difference, sir. I'll modify it for you.
I just read it.
You rolled first. So, alright.
Okay, sorry.
Alright, so top of the order we have Ugin.
I will walk over and roll him over onto his back so he's looking up at us, and that's about it.
Do you have that much movement? Or you have dash?
Oh
30
no,
feet?
I guess I'm not. Well, I mean,
Oh, you're a dwarf.
Yeah, he's a dwarf.
yeah, I only moved 25 feet. I can move over that direction. How much action would it? It'd probably take it. Yeah, so I'll use like my action then to move the rest of the way over. You're right, it'll probably take that to get there.
Okay, so you're gonna make your dash action to be right on him. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna make sure everyone's about 30 feet away. Oops, wrong button. So you guys were right about there to him. He's right around that corner there. It's a little far, actually. I need to move the 2 over. There you go. So that's about your distancing. Oop. Perfect. All right. Checked. You are held, but you are no longer halted. So you have the opportunity at the end of your turn to make the save again.
Okay, at the end of the turn, so that's like a bonus. Bonus action, or is that?
It's not a bonus action. It's the same save. The way debuffs tend to work in this is you get debuffed, and then your turn, typically you have to run through with that debuff, and then you get a chance to save it again. And that's just kind of an added thing. It's not really an action, but
Gotcha.
you kind of lose all your other actions and bonus actions because you're losing that full turn. But you do keep your reaction.
No worries. I'm guessing since I'm bound, I can't do any sort of.
It's the wisdom save. It's all flavor, technically. So it's a wisdom save to break through the.
You are effectively paralyzed. If you could do strictly mental actions, say if you were a mystic, perhaps, you could potentially do things that are purely mental.
Yeah.
Right.
That is enough. You break through your bindings. However, you do not have your movement or action because that's at the end of your turn. So you're free, and technically, I don't think it knocks you prone. It might. I guess if you're paralyzed, you can't really stand up.
I think regardless, Ugin would have put him on his back. That extra 20 feet of oomph.
That's true. Old dwarf man hits you, and you're like, God.
All taken out of the knees by.
But you're on your face. Well, actually, you're on your back now. And you are free, but it will take half your movement pool to stand up when you get another chance. Far Traveler.
Is Silas still looking towards that commotion?
Yes.
I will take a moment to clear my mind and refocus if you allow it.
Sure, we'll do that. So refocusing is just setting your roll to 20. So he's going to have 20 plus his modifier, and that allows him to go first in the order.
That will be my action for this turn, so pass.
Yep, and it will take a full action to do that. Okay, Thuck. You broke free.
Run up to the dude.
All right.
You're like, what is this madness?
Madness.
I mean, I'm not gonna attack the guy. So.
Okay. You really don't. You don't have definitive proof. He did run, but. Okay. Are you gonna hold there?
Actually, can I? So it looks like he broke free from his bonds, right?
Yeah, the bonds was broken. They fell. All that.
Okay. Can I do like a athletics or something to see if I can pin him down?
Yeah. Yeah. Oppose athletics.
Okay.
Jack, you get either an athletics or acrobatics to avoid this. Either push him off or get out of his way, type of thing.
You don't necessarily have to resist if you would like to maintain airs of innocence.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that sounds like a good idea. I'll just, stand there and let him tackle me, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, he lets you pin him. We'll continue to Silas.
I run full and well past them, whole 120 feet. My whole move.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
He's booking it. He's gonna be past the edge of the map there. Actually, what I can do is move you guys as a whole to the other side.
Are you running directly past me?
Yeah.
I would, yes.
Go ahead and put your pathing. Where'd you go?
I will.
There you go.
If I see him
Something
booking it like that, I will absolutely take the attack of opportunity and try and do like a trip attack or a shove attack, whatever it is.
That is
Okay.
totally acceptable. Anytime you make the attack action, you can replace it with a shove or grapple.
Yep.
So in this case, it'll be a shove to prone, I think, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, and I believe that's still an opposed athletic. So you're running like straight past like this.
1 second. Yep.
Okay, so a quick trick: if you click and hold your character and hit space where you originated, it does give you a distance tracker, and you can hit space for different points, so you can have a multi-directional movement pattern. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you get a hang of it, it's not too bad.
I'm sorry. I'm not getting what we're doing. So I click.
Okay. So
click and hold.
Click and hold your character,
Mm-hmm.
and then hit space bar while keeping hold. There you, yeah, just like that.
You know, I don't think it's. Am I doing it right now? No.
I can't actually see it.
Oh, I just moved myself. Whoops. Okay.
I mean, if you run directly that way.
Well, I'd be facing at them, so I'd run like diagonally across what we're currently on. But I can't. I don't know how to do that.
Okay. So we can work this out. Yeah, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do it on the stream. So I'm going to click and hold your character, and I'm going to hit space, move, and I can hit space again for more points. And then if I let go, it should move it for you, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
it's not doing that. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I hit space.
Make sure you're keeping hold of your character.
Yep, I've got a hold of it. I hit space. If I hit space again, is it going to draw a line?
Yeah,
there
sure
we
you
go.
Move it first, yeah.
First time that's happened. Okay. And then I drop it.
Oh.
And it's got that line. Okay.
It was a straight line. Yeah, there you go. So you ran right through them. So they both would technically get attacks of opportunities on you.
Let's do it.
Oh dear.
That would be an opposed athletics from.
Can I use my inspiration on this one?
Yes, you may.
Can I do opposed acrobatics instead of athletics?
Yeah,
yes.
I just pulled it up. Yeah.
You can kind
it's
of
not
like
too
do a
much
tumble
better.
to get out of the way. So yes, you may do your opposed. Oh, you swoosh your way out of the way. Doc, you also get an attack of opportunity if you wish to take it.
So I'm pinning the guy down, right?
Oh, that's right. You would have to let go to make your attack.
Right.
You could try an unarmed strike with a limb.
That's true. You could like kick out like nah.
Sure. I'll like try to whack a little like. Could I do like a tripping punch or something?
If you want to like stick your leg out or stick an arm out, you could try, but you'd be at disadvantage as you would not have your full body behind it.
Okay.
Alright, sorry, back.
And is that athletics?
Hmm?
Is that
For
athletics?
you, it will be athletics, yes.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Since you are the initiator.
Eat it.
Again, you will be at disadvantage. 13. Okay. So
redo my acrobatic? Or
yes, you have to do another one.
Cool. Come on. Oh, it didn't do it. It did.
I don't know who ties go to. Probably the person with the higher modifier.
I am at a -1.
There's a
I'm
few
at
ways.
a +3.
There's a few ways you can do it. Higher modifier works. Another one is before the check happened, the state remains the same. So in this case, defender wins because the state would be he is not tripped when he's running through, and the after state would also then be not tripped as running through.
I'm going to go with
Whichever one.
tie goes to the higher modifier.
Okay.
And even at a -5 for your disadvantage, you still have 0 to his -1. So you will be able to trip him short. However, that doesn't mean he can't stand up.
Right.
So he would have tripped. If I go like this, boop. So he would have tripped here-ish. So that's 50 feet of movement. It would take the half of your remaining pool, so half of 70, to stand up. From
I believe it would be half of his total movement for this round, and then
Yeah, I thought
remaining after
that
that.
too.
Is it half of his total? So it would be 60 feet. So he'd have 5 left if you stood up.
I will accept the falling down
Okay.
just as it is.
So you run and you're like, you dodge past the push, yeah, you're great, and then you trip on an arm and you're like, oh no! And you slam right against the ground and you're like, dang it. Thok, well played. Alright. Bar Traveler.
I will approach this brand new pile of meat we've found ourselves with.
Okay.
As Silas smacks into the dirt and I approach from the back, how far did you think you would make it?
Button.
Far enough.
Let's not do that again.
Push the button.
Oh, hey, how do you do a concentration check?
It's a
Concentration is based off. I think.
yeah, it's a
The
Constitution.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So, the DC is 10, or half of the damage you incurred at the time that you are forced to make a concentration save.
Yeah.
So, the earliest the DC will be above 10 is if you take 22 points of damage or greater.
Right. Yeah, you're fine with your spell. You don't lose your concentration for just falling on your face. Though that save would be sufficient. Okay. Are you pushing the button? Or are you passing turn or doing something else?
I will not opt to push the button, but I will hold it out for Thok if he wants to hit it.
So the button like just essentially hurts the hell out of him, right?
No, you don't actually know what it does exactly, but you're pretty sure it's not a pleasant experience for him.
Okay.
Okay. So Ugin, it would be your initiative.
Can I make an insight check to see if Thok is about to hit the button?
It's pretty obvious he really wants to hit that button.
I'm more focusing on actually holding this guy down, and I
Okay.
shouted out, "Push the button!" So I'm expecting the guy to push the button.
Okay.
You got your hands full. Sure, I'll push the button.
All right. Do you push the button then?
Yes.
All right. So you push the button and the snakes extend up his arm and start wrapping all around his body, just like Hold Person, except he doesn't really get much of a save as it is using his own magic against him. And
Ooh.
it pulls his magic out to cast that spell and locks him in place.
Fun curse times.
Oh yeah.
All right, not bad.
I like this button.
What is the guy in charge's name?
Let me make sure I say this right. Lord Calamence.
That was with a C, right?
With a
Okay.
K.
With a K. Okay.
If you ever need to, that handout, if I ever show you a handout, you always can go back and look at that handout.
Okay. Awesome.
It's in your journal.
Lord Calamence, we have detained 2 magic users.
Speak up, would you?
Okay, Calamence goes, we already have to... Oh, never mind. Good. Bring him into the dungeon. The snake man I know about. Just keep an eye on him.
Should we punish him, sir?
We'll see who gets the punishing.
That is up to you. And I'll be right back. My headset is dying. I need to go plug it in.
Okay.
Predator, get your fucking like wrist slit or something.
Think you scared me.
This is going
I should.
swimming.
All right. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Sounds
If there's any like thing that relies on talk, just assume that he's gonna be pissed at Lizard Man, and retribution will be swift and painful.
Painful.
Oh.
I'm so afraid. And this from an old friend, huh, Ugin?
Oh no, I've turned away and I'm walking away now.
Still say it. This is what we call betrayal where I come from.
Alright, I have returned.
Welcome back.
Well, you
Joe has
lost-
gone to the restroom.
Okay. So we had talked about ending at midnight. However, it sounds like everyone's having at least a decent amount of time. So, if everyone wants to continue, we can, or we can actually stop it here.
I'm good to
What
go.
is the consensus?
I would like to stop at our next stopping point, but if that comes in a little bit here, I wouldn't mind terribly.
Okay. It should be less than 10, 15 minutes before we can go. We'll probably stop at the rest.
Yeah.
I didn't expect this much to happen, actually, before going to sleep. So, yeah, this is great. It goes to show,
Matt,
like...
you have to remind me, what does inspiration do?
So when you use your inspiration, you can give yourself advantage on any d20 roll. You can roll first and then decide to use it, as long as you don't know the outcome prior to using your inspiration.
Gotcha. So you can see the
also-
roll, but not see the result of the roll.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You can also give it to someone if you have it. Say someone, and you can also give your inspiration away if you think that they did something cool, and I'm like, I don't really think it's worth it, and you're like, I think you should have it. You can give yours. Typically, if that happens, though, I'm like, keep yours. They can have theirs. I liked it. It was big. It was awesome. But and if someone rolls, and you're like, this has to be a good roll, you can give them your inspiration on that roll as well.
Oh yeah, I like doing that.
Yeah.
Such as when the paladin only has one shot to stop the goddess from leaving.
Yeah.
Story on that, we were playing this when I was supposed to slay the goddess or whatever, and I had one shot. And we didn't put any spells down to make sure I hit, and I rolled an 18, which was the AC of the goddess, like with all my bonuses, of course. I don't remember the exact number.
No.
So I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And I hit her, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then, of course, the DM was like, you guys could have just lost everything. But it worked out, so it was good. Alright, I think she had like a 50 AC or something stupid. I can't remember. It was 3.5 for all the numbers are crazy.
All of them.
Okay, so since Thok is seeming so bloodthirsty, I will tap him on the shoulder. Would you like to take Silas? And I'll take this young man.
Gladly.
I hand him the button and offer him a hand up.
Alright,
Thank you, my friend.
that'll be the end of the turn order for now. We're gonna put that away. Alright. So, Thok, you start taking this new young man. Jet, do you
Silas.
say anything? Or no, he takes Silas, yes. So you start taking Silas.
take
Where do you
Thok.
take him? Are you gonna take him to the dungeon too? Yeah.
I
Paladin
mean,
still seem to care.
first, he's bound, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sock him in the gut.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
That was just gonna be
I mean, it's not gonna be standard AC stuff. I just want to see if you hit real hard.
oh lord.
And what's your strength modifier? Is it +4? Or +3?
It's +3. I'm assuming I'm proficient with fist.
Yes, you are.
Make Daddy proud.
Oh yeah. You give a
Oh.
nice suck in the gut, and he takes 4 points of damage. It's 1 plus your strength for unarmed strikes if you're not a monk
Mm-hmm.
We're exactly where we
Or a
planned.
brawler.
or a brawler.
I cut out for a second.
No, I don't think so.
No, that was just an interruption. What was that? Ugin?
I said or a brawler.
Okay, and then someone has something. Was it?
I was gonna ask Silas, where exactly were you planning on going?
Away from you.
Away from me? Away from us? You
Away
are
from
with us
all of
whether
you.
like it or not. I'm trapped with you whether I like it or not. How far were you planning on going?
As far as I could.
Good luck. When I say that, I mean bad luck, because fuck you.
I spit at him.
Ooh.
Your insults mean little to me. Just know
No.
that we are in power and you are not.
I have no movement, right?
Correct.
I'm
You're
like
paralyzed.
paralyzed. Gotcha.
While that's going on, I will pull Jack to his feet, not too terribly roughly, and draw out one of my ropes and say, I'm going to tie you up now.
What is your response, Jack?
And I offer no physical resistance. I state that I was running because I heard that there were mages outside of town.
I look him in the face and in the eyes and nod. And then I tie him up.
Okay. I don't think that's the face you want to tell. He doesn't seem to care. Perhaps someone else you could convince. Does anyone else want to say anything to Jack before he gets carted into the dungeons?
Hey, Pale One, you know that's my kink?
Snakes and ropes.
I have your kink button right here.
There you go.
Well, good luck with this.
All right, so you guys just carry him away and. What are you guys doing?
Dungeon. 1,000,000 years dungeon.
Dungeon. Okay. If no one's
I'll
gonna stop
walk-
you guys,
Yeah.
okay. Ugin, are you going with him?
I'm gonna say something. Thought. I just don't know.
He's thinking up a witty quip. So
Yeah.
meanwhile, I will be escorting Jack to wherever Ugin says to take a questionable individual who is not necessarily proven to be guilty.
Yeah, I think we're just following Calamence.
Yeah, you kind of meet up with Calamence, and he's like giving you this look like, I am ready for bed. Why is this happening? And then he kind of points, like, he takes you into the headquarters and points to what appears to be stairs leading down. He says, take him to the dungeon, lock him up, the war guards know what to do.
I'll nod and kind of walk down with Farseeker and Jekt.
Is there a salute?
A salute? That's a good question. I haven't thought of one, so if you can think of a good one, do it. You want the Attack on Titan one?
Sure.
Left arm, I guess.
No,
it is.
Left arm, okay. Sorry.
That doesn't matter. I guess it's this one. They do more than that, but hurts. So yeah. Okay. If that's what feels natural to you, Mr. Thok, that will be the Templar salute.
Okay.
Okay.
I will silently escort Jack to the holding cells.
Jack, do you resist in any way? Do you want to talk to anybody on the way down? Anything like that?
Nope, no resistance. I've already stated my case.
Okay. They lock him up. You're put into a cell. You can feel that your magic is weakened here. It seems to have some effect of an anti-magic field in the bars itself. Kind of like a glyph of warding, but with anti-magic. It's interesting.
I don't want to leave him down there right away. Once we get him in the cell, I'm going to pull up a stool and kind of talk to him a little.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. In that case, I will begin my nightly ritual of playing music to my ancestors with my pan flute, because I kind of need to do that tonight.
All right. Have fun.
So you get background music as he does that. That's cool. Inspiration.
Ooh, ambient
Playing
music.
your character.
All right. I know
And,
you. So at this point, do I recognize Jekt as who was following us earlier?
Yeah, it's easy to tell. It's like this guy
Okay.
was following you earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. Then, all right, come clean with us. Why were you following us earlier? What were you doing outside of the barracks?
As I said earlier, it was a small area. I wasn't following you. I just happened to be outside when I heard a woman scream about mages escaping HQ towards out of town. In the commotion, I just ran with everybody else. Then I was seemingly attacked. I was frozen and couldn't move, and that's when you guys tackled me to the ground.
Um.
Go
I
ahead.
definitely want to
You can do an
insight
insight on
that.
that. Yeah, go ahead and insight
Yeah.
that. And I'll actually have a DC made out for that. Yeah, there's a hole in his plan, and the hole is that he was the only one running that wasn't a Templar. um, other than that, I mean, before you don't really think too much of it again. You're like, well, that's still suspicious, but we'll get there. But the running thing, he definitely had some other motive going for him.
And he was running. Where were you running to? All of the Templars couldn't find any indication of where this mage might have been.
I was running towards the back of the temple. Figured there'd be safety back there.
Not a lie.
Yeah, I suppose. And where were you before the lady started screaming?
I was just walking through the town center outside of the barracks.
Okay. All right. And why were you out so late?
It is about dusk, dusk to late or early
Okay.
night.
That's that's not too bad.
So do I still have to answer that? It was dusk. It's not that late. There's no curfew that I'm aware of.
Typically, curfews in
Alright.
this type of town is you want to kind of be where you're going or be on your way there around that time. But I mean, if something's happening, you never know what's going to happen. So
All right. Well, we'll hold you in here for the night. You should be not treated too poorly, and we'll keep you safe. We'll see if we feel like letting you out in the morning. We'll see what other evidence we find.
I have things I need to take care of outside of. You have to let me go right now.
What things need taken care of?
I have an elderly grandfather I need to tend.
Is that a lie?
go ahead and make an insight check. Oh, the roll is too good. There is some hint of truth to it, but you feel like it's not totally true. Maybe there was a grandfather, but maybe no longer. You're not sure. Something's off about it.
Son, I want to help out, but I really can't if you can't tell me the truth.
Well, it is the truth, and I'm going to stick with it, no matter what you say.
I nod and kind of head out the cell. We'll see you in the morning.
I nod.
All right. Far Traveler, are you doing any sort of Are you playing? Are you leaving? What you up to?
Well, I'm going to complete my nightly ritual, and then once that's done, is this so far underground that there's no way to see the sky?
There is a little opening in each cell, but from the outside part of the cells, it's very difficult to see it.
I will walk over to where I can possibly see it, sigh, and go, just as I am observed, they must be observed. And look towards Jecht. And basically don't do anything from that point until a guard comes through.
That guard does come through eventually, and he just looks at you like, "Are you supposed to be down here? Perhaps you should head upstairs."
I make no move whatsoever.
I mean, I know you're the ambassador, but whatever. I don't get paid enough. But he just kind of continues doing his patrol. Every once in a while, and if you don't, do you sleep?
I will not do very much stressful things unless something else occurs exciting tonight. But my constitution is very resilient. I am, after all, thing DM knows I am that nobody else knows.
Sure. Well, every once in a while, the guy will pass by. He knows you're just kind of watching this kid, who probably eventually will fall asleep. But he'll make conversation, even though you don't talk much. He'll like talk at you, not get much out of you, keep going, and then he'll do that every once in a while. And he kind of like he seems very bored.
Not my problem.
Yeah, didn't expect it to be. For the rest of you, Jax, you don't really have much to do. Do you just go to bed?
Okay.
All right. The other three, you guys head to bed, or what are you doing, Will, at this point?
What are you doing with me, Thok?
I'm gonna throw you into an anti-magic cell. Like literally throw you into it. Like make sure that you roll.
Are you doing that in the barracks, or are you doing that in the
Dungeon.
Dungeon. Okay, so you take him also to the dungeon.
Like wait, didn't guy say didn't his name?
Calamence.
Calamence? Didn't he say to throw him in the dungeon too?
He said he didn't care about him so much because he knew about him. Just take care of him in any way you see fit.
Okay, throwing him in the dungeon.
You would know not to kill him though.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna kill him.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that just fine.
Is there people around me?
Yeah. After about 10 minutes, the
I ask for their chamber pots.
After about 10 minutes, the binding does release and go back to a bracelet. It's enough time typically to get what they need out of you if that's what's required. So that's how long it lasts. Again, you recognize this place. It's what used to be your home. You didn't get much sun or anything like that, but now you're back in the ground. Back, you have your chamber pot, but of course it's clean because they stopped letting you get things like that. Your bizarre things.
It's not that bizarre. I know why he wants it.
The mage dungeons are very lack. There's not much there for you guys to meddle with, to do anything. So,
am I within range to talk to Jet?
You are. There are the guards running around, and there's also Far Traveler just staring at Jet.
I just I lay back on the floor and I just start talking about my life. Jecht. Is it Jecht?
Correct.
Just start telling all my life story from the Templar War to, growing up within my rich family, to coming under my mentor's apprenticeship or whatever. Just groaning on and on about my life story, not necessarily even to him, just to whoever's listening.
Every once in a while, the guard comes by and goes, "I've heard this way too many times."
wait until he gets to the part that he tells you what he wants to do with those chamber pots. That's a real knee slapper.
All right. After you throw him in Thok, do you go back to the barracks or
Yes.
what?
I'm
And
gonna go
Ugin
back
as
to
well.
my bed.
It's not the last you'll hear of this, Doc.
I just kind of giggle exactly like that as I'm going up the stairs.
And Ugin, do you also head to bed?
Yes. Yeah, I'm super asleep.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
before I go to bed, I'm going to repeat my nightly ritual. In hoc signo vinci, the arcane brings oppression, sever the world from arcana, and protect the innocent from oppression. I kiss my pendant and lay down in bed, then sleep.
Okay. I'm guessing Ugin's nightly ritual is hit the hay out. Out like a light.
I don't like to spend too much time alone with my thoughts. Plus, I'm old.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome, guys. That is our first session for In Hoc Signo Vincis. Thank you all for playing, and thank everyone for watching. I hope you guys had a good time. Be gone, thought. Alright, and to the stream. I have my camera over here now. Stay classy.